What is going on, everyone? Today I have got a couple of news stories for you in the world of tech, so let's not waste any time and get right into it. Starting off with Intel's Coffee Lake, which has had an engineering sample leak onto the website SciSoft Sandra, after a benchmark was posted up on there, and we can get some details as a result of that. Starting off with the fact that Intel's Coffee Lake is going to have a mainstream 6-core 12-threaded processor. That's right, so this will be directly competing with the likes of the 1600 and 1600X from AMD Ryzen, which has probably lit a fire under Intel's ass in terms of putting out more mainstream processors with higher core counts than just their measly quad cores, which they've used in the past. And according to the benchmark that was posted, it looks like this is going to have a base clock of 3.5 gigahertz and at least a 4.2 gigahertz turbo boost. Obviously, since this is just an early engineering sample, we could likely see those clock speeds come up even just a little bit higher. But one thing is for sure, I'm really happy to be seeing this, because the one thing we talked about with AMD, for the past probably year and a half, maybe even 2 years, leading up to the launch of Ryzen, was just that we needed some more competition in the marketplace for Intel, because they've just kind of been ruling the roost and haven't had much reason to really go out there and improve and kind of push the boundaries of CPU technology for consumers that far. But now with Ryzen being so readily available, there's really no shortages for these processors. You can go find them anywhere right now, and they're very affordable for the amount of cores, and the processing power that you're getting for that amount of money is pretty much been unheard of up until now with Ryzen. So they are completely changing the landscape of CPUs right now for people, and I think that is what we are seeing here. We've already seen evidence of it with Intel back at Computex, where they kind of paper announced their 18-core CPUs and all that stuff, which, even though X299 has come out, where are those processors? That's right, they're nowhere to be seen, because they were pretty much scrambling as a response to Threadripper, which is going to be pushing out 16 cores, 32 threads for what is right now an unknown price point, but a lot of us are expecting to see those at $1,000 or possibly even less. So Intel is really just trying to get out there right now so they compete with Ryzen, not only in just the mainstream space for gamers, but also the high-end desktop space, as well as the server space now, seeing Epic coming as well. So having these 6-core 12-threaded CPUs from Intel is, I think, going to be good. What the pricing is going to be is really anyone's best guess. Are they going to pull an Intel here and charge an arm and a leg for this thing? They could conceivably still come out with their 4-core, 8-threaded parts like they've done in the past with i7s, and then maybe do something above that, where those are usually around $350. Maybe we'll see something $400 or possibly even up, or maybe they'll actually do some research on pricing in the market and try to line things up a little bit to compete better with Ryzen. They didn't do that at all with X299, so why would they do it here, with this chipset? So yeah, really interesting to see that they're doing the 6-core 12-threaded parts on Coffee Lake. Other things to mention is that, since this is going to be on the same chipset as Cannon Lake, the same socket rather, and even though they are going to be doing a 10 nanometer node shrink when they go from Coffee Lake to Cannon Lake, they might want to keep the same socket for that. So it looks like we might get away from 1151 going into Coffee Lake. So we could be looking at an entirely new socket here for Coffee Lake. And since they've already used 1151 on the previous 2 chipsets, that would kind of go along with what we've seen in the past from Intel. Usually every 2 generations, they will go ahead and change the socket over, and being that they're going to want to adapt this socket for the 10 nanometer architecture with Cannon Lake, then that would probably seem likely. And this is still going to be on 14 nanometer here with Cannon Lake. So they've done that now with Broadwell, Skylake, KB Lake, and now Coffee Lake. So that's 4 processor generations in a row where they are sticking on 14 nanometer. So let me know what you think about that down in the comments below, but we should be seeing these processors sometime before the end of 2017. The next thing up I wanted to mention was just kind of a funny little mention as far as Vega is concerned. This was spotted over on the Tweakers forum, where you can find there was a message from the MSI marketing director, which was posted in Dutch. This what video card said it was Dutch. I'm pretty sure it is. I do understand a fair amount of German, and this doesn't look like German. There's some words in here and use of letters that I couldn't possibly pronounce. But according to this, what he had said was on the translation says, "I've seen the specs of Vega RX and it needs a damn lot of power. We're working on it, which is a start, so launch is coming closer, smiley face. So that's good to know that the launch is coming sooner. This would line up with what we were talking about yesterday, where the add-in board partners, like MSI, are starting to get their Vega GPUs on hand so that they can begin building up their custom PCBs and coolers around that GPU architecture. But yeah, pushing a lot of power, which probably doesn't come as much of a surprise knowing what we already know about the Frontier Edition, which is pushing 300 watts on the air-cooled version and 375 watts on the water-cooled version. So Vega looks like is going to be drawing a lot of power, but what that will do in terms of the temperatures, we shall have to wait and see. And lastly up, we have a story over on DSOG concerning Windows 10, which in their current insider preview is actually allowing users to monitor their GPU usage. So that's a nice addition to see that added into the task manager. So you'll have something basically like this right here. You can see I have it up with my CPU. You've got your memory in there and all that. You can monitor all of this stuff right now. But on the newer builds of Windows 10, it looks like they're going to be adding in GPU monitoring in here. So you'll be able to monitor things like your memory usage and just the overall usage of the GPU as a whole. So very nice to see that level of monitoring being built right into Windows. Definitely not bad news. But yeah, let me know what you guys think on all of the news topics down in the comments below about Coffee Lake and the Vega power draw, and also the Windows 10 now adding in the ability to monitor your GPU. I traditionally use MSI Afterburner to monitor my GPU usage and all of that stuff and get all of my stats that I need, so having something like this is probably not something I'll utilize all that often, but it's nice seeing it in there for maybe people that aren't going to go out and download a third-party software like EVGA Precision X or MSI Afterburner, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here, guys. As always, the links to our sources will be down in the description below. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're not already for more news videos like this one, and I will catch you guys next time. Turn.